Hi students, I welcome to all of you to my DM Study Center. Dear students, myself Dhiraj Mandal, Assistant Professor JS College of Engineering. Today we are going to discuss about the air refrigeration system. You know that last class I have discussed some part of the air refrigeration system. Okay, this is your subject in 5th semester ME 504 code for BTech third year. Credit 3 total for 36 lecture will be delivered and the subject name is your refrigeration and air conditioning. Okay, so as you know that this is an initiative by JS College of Engineering, and you know that in this time the JS College of Engineering there is the admission is open. Okay, you can connect this number here, this is your contact number, or you can connect me. This is your your email ID of admission cell. This is the website. Okay, you can connect here. So any kind of inquiry you just connect here. Okay, so let us start. If you want to connect me, this is my YouTube channel DM Study Center for PDF notes. Follow my Telegram channel. Okay, GK by Dhiraj sir, or DM Study Center official channel is there. This is my Facebook link and email ID and phone number. Okay, any kind of query you can connect me here. Myself Dhiraj Mandal, Assistant Professor, JS College of Engineering. So you know that last class what we have discussed? We have discussed the air refrigeration cycle and system. The introduction were discussed. Then your open system, closed system, your air refrigerator working on reverse Carnot cycle, how it is operating. This is all about the PV and TS diagram of reverse Carnot cycle, and we have seen that it is the reverse of it is operating in the reverse direction of Carnot engine, Carnot heat engine, and from here we are getting some refrigeration effect. That means some temperature is maintained, some lower temperature is maintained by the help of some external effect. We have seen that how we can calculate the COP of a refrigeration system, how we can calculate the COP of a heat pump, what should be the efficiency of heat engine. Numerical, two numerical were discussed, but from the continuation of the previous lecture, let us discuss today's lecture, that is your air refrigeration system. Some numerical will be discussed first of all, then we will proceed for the air refrigeration system, Bell-Coleman cycle and all this. So let us start. So dear students, you can see a numerical based on the Carnot refrigerator. So what do you mean by Carnot refrigerator? By the help of Carnot, that means you know that Carnot cycle, and by the help of the Carnot, if the cycle is following Carnot cycle, then and some refrigeration effect is given by that particular cycle, then we can say it is your Carnot refrigerator. Now the problem is a Carnot refrigerator extract 5000 kilojoule, that means Q1 is given. You know Q1 is your, sorry, 500, not 5000. So 500 kilojoule, this amount, this is given. This is what, 500 kilojoule per minute. So remember, kilojoule per minute. This is not kilojoule per second. Okay, now kilojoule per minute. Oh, extract, I'm sorry, extract 500 kilojoule. So Q2 is given, it is extracting na 500 kilojoule per minute from a cold room which is maintained at minus 10 degrees centigrade. That means this room temperature is minus 10 degrees centigrade. Okay, and it is discharged to maintain to atmosphere which is at 35 degrees centigrade. This temperature is given 35 degrees. Find the ideal power required to run the refrigerator. You know that if it is Carnot cycle, then we can say that it is your reversible cycle. So in case of reversible heat engine or reversible cycle, we can write Q1 by Q2, Q1 by Q2 is equal to T1 by T2. That is this is all about the thermodynamic temperature scale. Okay. Now T1 is given 35. This is your T1 35 plus 273 in terms of Kelvin you will be getting 308 Kelvin. Now T2 is your minus 10 plus 273, so 263 Kelvin. Q2 is given 500 kilojoule per minute. Now we know that this equation Q1 by T1 is equal to Q2 by T2. So put all the values. Q1 will be known to you, 585.5 kilojoule per minute. Now what you need to find out? We need to find out the ideal power required to run that means W, and W is what? W plus Q2 is equal to Q1. So W is equal to Q1 minus Q2. So put all the value, you will be getting 80.5 kilojoule per minute. So but you need, that means to find out, if you want to find out the power, then in terms of kilowatt you need to replace it. So by 60, if you divide it by 60, then 1.425 kilowatt is the correct answer. This much of power required to run this refrigerator. Okay, clear? So that means if you are, by the help of this some compressor, if you are able to supply 1.425 kilowatt of power, then 500 kilojoule heat will be can be extracted per minute. Clear? So this is all about the problem number 22.15. Next problem, a cold storage is maintained to be maintained at minus 4 degrees centigrade while the surrounding are at 34 degrees centigrade and 34 degrees centigrade. So basically this is your minus 4, this is your 34, clear, degrees centigrade. The heat leakage from the surrounding into the cold storage is estimated to be, heat leakage is your 300 kilowatt. The actual COP of the refrigeration plant is 1/3 of the ideal COP. So COP actual is equal to 1/3 of the COP ideal. Okay, ideal plant working between the same temperature. Find the power required to drive the plant. Again you have to find out the W. Okay, so here basically you can see this is your question. Now first of all pause the video and solve yourself, then you just see the solution. Here basically you can see the T2 is given minus 4 plus 273, T1 is given 34 plus 273, Q1 is also given 30 kilowatt, isn't it? Why Q1? That means the heat, basically the heat leakage from the surrounding into the cold storage is estimated 30 kilo. The actual COP is given 1/3 of the ideal COP. Then you have to find out the work done. So you know that ideal COP is equal to what? Ideal COP means your desired effect by work input. So so that is your Q2 by Q1 minus Q2, and Q2 can be written as T2 as it is reversible one, and T1 minus T2. So this is your ideal COP. So from this equation you can find out ideal COP is equal to 7.08. Now actual is equal to 1/3 into ideal. So 1/3 into 7.08, so that is your 2.36 is the actual COP. Now actual COP I already have got, then actual COP is equal to Q2 by W. Q2 by W. So Q2 by W is what? Here basically Q2 is equal to 30 and Q1 W is equal to 2.36. Here you know that heat leakage means here this is your heat leakage. Okay, so this Q2 is equal to, this is not Q1, this is your Q2, this is your Q2. Okay, Q2 is equal to 30. So ultimately W is equal to 12.71 kilowatt. Clear? Because it is told that the heat leakage from the surrounding into cold storage. So here heat is leaking, na, heat is entering into the system Q2. So that is equal to 30 kilowatt. So this is the answer. 12.71 is the correct answer. I hope it is clear. If it is clear, then come to the next problem. Very important problem for exam point of view. An ice plant working on a reverse Carnot cycle heat pump produces 15 ton of a ice per day. So a reverse Carnot cycle, which is cycle heat pump, it is producing for 15 ton of ice per day. The ice is formed from water at 0 degree centigrade and formed ice is maintained at 0 degree centigrade. The heat is rejected to the atmosphere at 25 degree centigrade. The heat pump used to run the ice is formed from 0 degree centigrade and the formed from 0 degree the water from 0 degree centigrade and the formed ice is maintained 0 degree centigrade. The heat is rejected to the atmosphere at 25 degree centigrade. So heat is rejected to the atmosphere what 25 degree centigrade. The heat pump used to run the ice plant is coupled to a Carnot engine. Okay, so you can see this is your heat engine, this is your heat pump. Now basically this heat engine is producing some energy power, and that power is taken in the heat pump, and by the help of this heat pump some heat is added to the system, and by the help of this amount of heat the some W amount of work is done, and this is your rejection of the heat. Clear? And from this surrounding the heat is extracted and it is pumping here. Clear? So this is all about the diagram. Now coupled to the Carnot engine which absorbs heat from a source which is maintained at 220 degrees centigrade. So okay, so this is the maintained heat engine source temperature 220 degrees centigrade plus 273, so 493 Kelvin is the temperature. Now by burning liquid fuel of 44,500 kilojoule per kg calorific value and reject the heat to the atmosphere. Okay, so it is rejecting heat at 0 to 25 degrees centigrade temperature, so 298, and what it is by the help of this fuel calorific value 44500 kilojoule per kg the particular work is done. Okay, now you have to find out the power developed by the engine, fuel consumed per hour, enthalpy of fusion of ice is given 4.5 kilojoule per kg. Now you see in this diagram, again I am telling you, this is a heat engine, this is a heat pump. By the help of this heat engine, heat pump is operated, and this heat pump is extracting some heat from the surrounding, and it is rejecting some heat to the system, not rejecting, it is delivering or injecting the heat to the system, or you can say room, and this is by the help of this heat engine the work is done, and Q2 amount of heat is rejected to the surrounding. Now what you need to find out, first of all, amount of the ice produced per day is your 15 ton, it is given. Okay, 15 ton. Now the amount of heat removed by the heat pump, if it is your heat pump, then how much amount of heat is removing by the heat pump, that you need to find out. So total 15 ton into 1000 in terms of kg you have to take into latent heat, you know that. So the mass into latent heat of vaporization by 24 into into 60, because you have to take it in terms of kilojoule per minute. So by hour by minute. Okay, clear? So QP2, that means in case of heat pump, QP2, that means this amount of heat is extracted. Okay, this amount of heat is basically removed. Okay, so basically this QP2 is 3484.8 kilojoule per. So this amount of heat is taken by the help of this heat pump. Okay, now the COP of the heat pump is what? Desired effect by work. আচ্ছা, তো এখানে দেখো, এখানে তোমরা, so here basically heat engine, this is a heat engine, this is a heat pump. Now what happened? By the help of some fuel QE1, this is your QE1 amount of heat is taken by this heat engine, and W amount of work is done by this heat engine, and in QE2 amount of heat is rejected to the surrounding or atmosphere at 25 degrees centigrade, and here it is your atmosphere, and here it is your atmosphere. Okay, and this is your system. From the system, 0 degree centigrade temperature water should be replaced by 0 degree centigrade ice, and it should be maintained. Okay, so by the help of this your refrigeration system, okay, by the help of this heat pump it is maintaining. Okay, so always remember QP2 amount of heat is removed from the system, and QP1 amount of heat is rejected to the surrounding. That's all. Clear? Now you need to find out that how much work should be done, power developed by the engine, so that this heat pump will be working spontaneously without any kind of disturbance. And you need to find out the fuel consumption per hour, how much fuel will be consumed per hour, that you need to find out. Clear? So our main prime motto is to run this heat pump, and to remove out this amount, this heat QP2 amount of heat, how much work has to be done on this particular compressor and all this. So first of all, the power developed by the engine, you know that 15 ton, it is what? The amount of ice produced per day. So this is the amount of ice which is producing per day. Now you have to find out the how much amount of heat removed by the heat pump. So you know that from, if 15 ton ice is produced, then how much amount of heat is removed? 15 ton into 1000, that means 15,000 kg into what is the latent heat? You know that from one phase to another, 0 degree centigrade water to 0 degree centigrade ice cube, if you want to convert it, then you have to extract latent heat. So what is the latent heat of vaporization? You know that enthalpy of the fusion of ice is equal to 334.5. so this is your kilojoule per kg, this is the latent heat by 24 hour na, so 24 hour, so into 60, that means it is coming under kilojoule per minute, not kilojoule per hour. So this amount of heat is removed per minute, 3484.4 kilojoule per minute. This amount of heat is extracted per minute. Okay, now you need to find out the COP. Now COP is what? Desired effect by work input. Here effect is what? From this system the water is a particular heat is extracted. So QP2 by work input is the COP. Clear? Okay, this is the COP of the heat pump. Now from this equation you can find out this work input. So work is equal to QP2 into COP of the heat pump. Also we can write output by M, so T2 by T1 minus T2. Can I write this? So you know that T2 is what? T2 is equal to 273. Here it is also 273. T1 is equal to 298. So also we can write, if it is your reversible one, then we can write T2 by T1 minus T2. So ultimately what we have got? this W is equal to 319.08 kilojoule per minute. So this amount of kilojoule amount of work has to be done per minute on the system. Now the W, you know that this is your kilojoule per minute. You have to find out in terms of kilojoule per second, so that you will be getting in terms of kilojoule kilowatt. So ultimately divide by 60, you will be getting 5.3 kilowatt. Clear? Now the power developed by the engine is your 5.3 kilowatt. Now it is all right. So this is the answer, power developed by the engine. So this amount of power has to be developed by the engine, so that the heat pump or the refrigeration system that will run. Okay, now you have to calculate the fuel consumption per hour. So first of all, you tell me what is the efficiency of the Carnot cycle. Efficiency is the output by input. So output is equal to what? W, and input is equal to QE1, that is the input. So 1 minus it is equal to, also I can write as it is Carnot cycle. So 1 minus T2 by T1, 1 minus T2 by T1. So T2 is your given, T2 or T1 given. You can find out the Carnot efficiency 39.6%. Now once you have got Carnot efficiency is equal to, we know that also output is the W, input is equal to what? Input is equal to QE1. Now you have to calculate the QE1 is equal to your 13 your QE1 is equal to W by what? Efficiency. So W is what? 5.3, efficiency 0.39. So if you are dividing it by 0.39, then you will be getting 13.38 kilojoule per second. Now this is your kilojoule per second. So Q per hour, you have to calculate, multiply it by 3600 to get kilojoule. Okay, kilojoule per second to kilojoule if you are per hour, if you want to convert it, then this is the answer. 48168 kilojoule per hour heat has to be extracted in 24 hour. Okay, now you can see quantity of fuel. So you know that quantity of fuel consumed per hour, here basically this amount of heat has to be extracted, and per you can see 444, here basically it is given 44500 kilojoule per kg calorific value. Okay, so you know that this is the, if you are divided it, okay, this QE1 or heat per hour is by your 44, this is the calorific value. So this amount of 1.082 kg per hour fuel consumption should be there. Okay, so remember this one is your kilojoule per hour. Okay, this one is your kilojoule per hour, and this one is your what? Kg, kilojoule per hour, and this one is your in kilojoule per kg. So kilojoule per hour and kilojoule per kg. So kilojoule cancel out, kg per hour. So this is your consumption of fuel. This amount of kilojoule per hour fuel needed to run that particular heat pump. Clear? So this is all about the numerical part. So I hope it is clear. 3 numerical has been given. You have to solve it in your home also. And here we are going to discuss about the air refrigeration system working on reverse Brayton cycle or Bell-Coleman or Joule cycle. You know what is Brayton cycle? Brayton cycle basically it is a thermodynamic cycle where two isobaric process and two isentropic process is there. Okay, so in case of Brayton cycle, this is the TS diagram. There are the first 1 2 3 4. Now basically in case of Brayton cycle, this 1 to 2, it is the isobaric heat addition. 2 to 3 is your isentropic expansion. Here by the help of gas turbine the work is done. And this one is your isobaric heat rejection. Q2 amount of heat is rejected, here Q1 amount of heat is added. And this one is your what? WC. WC means your compressor work. This much WC amount of compressor work is done on the system. So this is your Brayton cycle, and it is basically used for operating gas turbine. So I hope it is clear. Brayton cycle, similarly 1, 2, 3, 4 in the TH diagram. So Brayton cycle you have gone through in your thermodynamics or gas turbine. When you have gone through gas turbine, this part is already discussed. So you know, if you know the Brayton cycle, then this part will be easy for you, because it is operated, this air reference system is operated by what? By reverse Brayton cycle. So you know that Brayton cycle and reverse Brayton cycle. So reverse means what? In case of Brayton cycle the cycle was clockwise, but in case of reverse Brayton cycle the cycle is anti-clockwise. That means here basically 1, 2, 3, 4. So what happened? 1 to 2 is your Q2 amount of heat is extracted. In case of Brayton cycle, okay, in case of engine, Brayton cycle engine, okay, Brayton engine, the Q2 amount of heat was rejected, but here Q2 amount of heat is extracted. So this amount of heat is extracted from the system, so that the system temperature will maintain. Here what we are doing, WC amount of work is done on the system. Here Q1 amount of heat is rejected to the surrounding. Here expansion, that means a turbine is basically expanding. Okay, so by the help of this expansion valve, or by the help of this expanding device like turbine, suddenly it is expanded and the volume is increasing, but pressure and temperature is decreasing. So what we are getting? Q2 amount of refrigeration effect. What is the input? Work input. WC amount of work input. Clear? So this is all about the reverse Brayton cycle, or it is also called Bell-Coleman cycle, or it is also called Joule cycle. So these three are synonymous term. Now it is consisting of these elements, compressor, heat exchanger or cooler, expander, refrigerator. Okay, now you see here in this figure, air reference system working on reverse Brayton cycle or Bell-Coleman cycle, that the flow your layout is given here. Basically what happened, this is the air cooler, this is your refrigerator, expander, compressor. Now what happened, whenever liquid, that means some low temperature air particle is there, now the refrigerant, whatever the refrigerant is there, that refrigerant is basically taking some latent heat from the system. Let us consider Q2 amount of heat is heat leakage is there. Okay, so Q2 amount of heat is taken by the help of this refrigerant. Now it is coming to at the outlet of the evaporator. You can see this is your refrigerator. Now at the outlet you can see the not high temperature, basically low temperature, low pressure vapor, like this. That means here basically it is your gaseous form, and this is compressed here, and hot air, that means it is your air. Okay, and hot air is coming here. Now by the help of heat exchanger or condenser, it is condensed, then it is coming to the cooling water. Okay, but that means here how it is condensed, by the help of this cooling water. So what happened, the cooling water is entering into the system, like this, and it is coming out. So low temperature, water is coming into the system, it is taking some heat, and the particular air is again cooling down. Okay, when it is coming into this expander, suddenly this turbine and this cylinder, when it is expanding, then what happened? The volume is increasing. Volume increasing means pressure decreasing, temperature also decreasing. So you know that whenever pressure is decreasing and temperature decreasing, so at the outlet of the expander, what we are getting? Low temperature, low pressure air, and this again coming into this refrigerator or evaporator section, you can say. Again it is taking some heat and it is coming to the compressor again. So these are the process, and compressor, cooler, expander and refrigerator, these are the elements of the air refrigerating system. So I hope it is clear. Now if I draw the PV diagram, so you know that it is your reverse Brayton cycle or Joule cycle. So two constant pressure process, two constant entropy process. So basically 1, 2, 3, 4, if you see this 1 to 4 and 2 to 3 is your isobaric heat addition and heat rejection respectively. Okay, and here basically compressed, the working fluid is compressed by the help of compressor, and it is basically expanded by the help of some turbine or anything else. Okay, and it is your TS diagram. 1 to 2 is your expansion, 2 to 3 is your constant pressure line, 3 to 4 is your compression, and 4 to 1 is your again constant pressure line. Okay, so this is all about the PV and TS diagram of the Brayton cycle. Now let us discuss the how we can calculate the particular COP of the Brayton cycle. You know that COP is what? COP is equal to desired effect by work input. So here basically desired effect is a Q2. From this portion Q2 amount of heat is extracted, and work input, you know that whatever the amount of work is done on the compressor and what is the expansion. So that means the work input, desired effect by work input, this is the formula. Now considering the m amount of mass of air is entering into the system, then heat absorbed at constant pressure na. So mcp delta t at constant pressure, so it is your heat absorbed is equal to mcp T3 minus T2. Why T3 minus T2? Because this is the diagram. T3 minus T2. T3 minus T2. This is the diagram. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can see it is your PV diagram. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now this is your PV diagram. So what happened? This amount of heat is extracted. Okay. So mcp delta T, you know the particular formula for constant pressure process. So mcp delta T, T3 minus T2, this delta T. Now heat rejected, here heat is rejecting, that is your Q rejection or Q1, you can say. mcp delta T again, so m into cp into T4 minus T3. I think now it is now clear. Now work done, how we can calculate? Heat rejected minus heat absorbed. So how much heat rejected? mcp T4 minus T3. How much heat absorbed? mcp T3 minus T2. Clear? So mcp T4 minus T1 minus T3 minus T2. This is the work done during the cycle. Clear? So this is the work done during the cycle. mcp T4 minus T1 minus T3 minus T2. Now coefficient of performance, heat absorbed by work done or work input. So mcp delta T is your heat absorbed. Absorbed means mcp T3 minus T2. Clear? Next, T3 minus T2 is what? mcp ncp will be cancelled out. So T3 minus T2 by T4 minus T1 minus T3 minus T2, and ultimately if I am taking the T2 common here and here T1 common, here T2 common, so then this is your equation. Now if I am taking this is your ultimately equation number 1. Now you know that process 3 to 4 here in this diagram, process 3 to 4, this is your adiabatic process. So what we can write, T4 by T3 can be written as P4 by P3 to the power gamma minus 1 by gamma. Do you know this formula? Because we know that P1 V1 to the power gamma is equal to P2 V2 to the power gamma. So by the help of this you can put this. Okay, so T4 by T3 is equal to P4 by P3 to the power gamma minus, but P4 is equal to what, P1, and P3 is equal to P2. So P1 by P2 to the power gamma minus 1 by gamma. So ultimately P1 by P2 is equal to what, T1 by T2. Can I write this? So that is written in the next slide. You can see T2 by T1 is equal to P1 by P2 to the power gamma minus 1 by gamma, and P1 is equal to P4, P3 is equal to P3, P2 is equal to P3. So ultimately this T1 by T2 will be is equal to T4 by T3. Am I right? So the COP is equal to, you know that already I have got this formula. Now what happened, in the COP portion you have to put this T3 by T2 is equal to what, T4 by T1. So this will be cancelled out because all are same. So ultimately the equation will come T2 by T1 minus T2, T2 by T1 minus T2. So it is in case of the reverse Carnot engine, a reverse Carnot refrigerator, this is the same as the T2 by T1 minus T2 is the COP of the reverse Brayton cycle or Joule cycle or Bell-Coleman cycle. Okay, now if I am taking if I am dividing by T2, then this equation will come. Now this is your T1 by T2 is what, it is equal to pressure ratio P1 P2 by P1 to the power gamma minus 1 by gamma. So ultimately this is your equation. This equation is very important because P1 by P2 is equal to P4 by P3. This P1 by P2 is equal to P4 by P3, and it is equal to Rp to the power gamma. Rp is the pressure ratio. Okay, the compression or expansion ratio. Rp is the compression or expansion ratio. Okay, so basically P1 by P2 is equal to P3 by. So what we can write, the COP of a reverse Brayton cycle is equal to 1 by Rp to the power gamma minus 1 by gamma minus 1. So this is your the ultimately equation. This formula is very important when you are going to solve the numerical. So ultimately what this Rp is equal to P1 by P2 or P3 by P4, P4 by P3. Now if you that means if the process is considered to be polytropic process, the steady flow work of the compression is given by, this is for polytropic process, W compression is equal to N by N minus 1 into P4 V4 minus P3 V3. So in case of polytropic process, this you can write. Okay, so W compression is equal to this. Now expansion, in case of expansion, N by N minus 1, just instead of P4 V4 write down P1 V1 and P2 V2, P3 V3 জায়গায় P2 V2 লিখতে হবে। মানে কি, এই ডায়াগ্রামটা দেখতে পাচ্ছ, এই ডায়াগ্রামটায় P1 P2 জায়গায় P4 V4, P4 P3. So that is written here, P4 V4 and P3 V3 জায়গায় P1 P2, P1 V1 and P2 V2. So and we know that R is equal to this Cp into gamma minus 1 by gamma, and the net external work, how we can calculate, W compression minus W expansion. So ultimately put all this value, you will be getting this kind of equation, N by N minus 1 mR by J. Then T4 minus T3, this equation is needed when solving, we will be solving the numerical, and ultimately W compression is equal to this equation, W net is equal to this, COP is equal to Q added by Q rejected minus Q added. So ultimately Q added by W net and COP. Air cycle assuming polytropic compression and expansion, the coefficient of performance, this is your coefficient of performance. Finally this equation you need to remember. So first of all I want to say that this for this Brayton cycle, this equation is very important. Mainly 1 by Rp to the power gamma minus 1 by gamma minus 1, this is your equation which will be solving the numerical. So today up to this, next class we will be discussing about the merit and demerit of the air reference system. Some numerical will be discussed. Okay, then air refrigeration system will be discussed. We will be discussing the advantage of the air refrigeration cycle. We will be discussing DART. We will be discussing types of air refrigeration system, bootstrap air refrigeration system, simple air refrigeration system will be discussed. Okay, so in upcoming lecture we will be discussing all this, how the simple air refrigeration system is operated. So today up to this, and please submit the assignment, the what I have discussed today, that is your assignment. Okay, and where you have to submit the assignment, you have to submit the assignment here in my official mail. And once you have completed the lecture, write down done in the comment section. This lecture will be available in the DMS study center. This is the link. Subscribe the channel to get everyday video and press the bell icon for notification. Okay, and for PDF subscribe this Telegram channel. Okay, so at last what I want to say, that you know that Department of Mechanical Engineering, it is totally for 3 year it got NBA accreditation. So 2019, 20, 2021 and 21, 22, this for this 3 years it is given NBA. Okay, the Department of Mechanical Engineering NBA accredited right now tier 1. Okay, so you know that if your department is NBA accredited, then you will get lot of facilities, privilege when you are just you want to get admission in for higher study in foreign university, then it will be more easier to get admission. And NBA stat, as you know that you can search in the Google what is the weightage of NBA department. Okay, so admission is open. These are the contact number, you can see the and admission, and the email ID of the admission department of JIC, you can connect here, and you can connect my number, this is my number. Okay, so you can WhatsApp me anything. Okay, so today up to this, thank you for listening. Jai Hind.